I know you're there. You will never have relief. You will never have release. You will suffer forever. Cheyenne and Luke have been married for about a year now. After getting news that her grandfather was unwell, they're going to meet her family, and it just so happens to be the time of Thanksgiving. Cheyenne belongs to a Native American family, and it was almost against everyone's will that she married Luke. She is a pharmaceutical sales representative, and it was on a business trip to the BII hospital that she met Luke, who is a nurse there. From that one meeting, they started seeing each other, fell in love, and eventually got married. Although initially her family was against their marriage. Her parents have accepted Luke, as he is a nice guy. Thanksgiving. What a good time of the year to meet your family. What are you complaining about? They treat you like a king. It's not your mom and dad I'm worried about. It's the extended family. Don't worry, you'll get along. It was a long trip from Washington to Kotlik, Alaska, until the couple finally reached the Milwaukee Ranch. Mr. Milwaukee was sitting on the porch reading his paper when he jumped up seeing his daughter, and Mrs. Milwaukee rushed out hearing their name. My daughter, I missed you so much. Me too, Dad. How are you, son? Great. How have you guys been? Stressed waiting for you two? Why did it take so long? You can talk all you want later. Let them take a breath. They must be exhausted. Yes, of course. Come in. I made your favorite, Luke. Receiving a warm welcome from Mr. and Mrs. Milwaukee. That evening, Luke and Cheyenne freshened up while Mrs. Milwaukee got the table served. Cheyenne, sweetheart, can you help me out in the kitchen? Sure. Cheyenne, why did you bring Luke? You know these aren't good times. Mom, not you two. How could I come alone? But you know how your grandfather is. He's more understanding than you. Without listening to her mother, Cheyenne and Luke went to meet her grandfather. He was laying in bed when Cheyenne called out to him. Anchi, how are you feeling? Her grandfather turned around, but the moment his eyes fell on Luke, he suddenly grew tense. Immediately grasping onto his collar, he yelled, Why did you bring him here? You must leave. You must leave. You mustn't stay here. Anchi, I'm sorry, please calm down. You shouldn't have brought. You shouldn't. When her grandfather got more anxious, Mr. Milwaukee rushed to hold him, and Mrs. Milwaukee pulled her daughter and son-in-law out of the room. He hasn't been doing well. He needs some rest. Cheyenne, why don't you take Luke to the table? Cheyenne quickly took Luke away. Mrs. Milwaukee prepared all their favorites. And that night, they had a rather delightful dinner. Why don't we go hunting tomorrow with your cousins? What do you say, Luke? But I never went hunting. I don't even know how to fire a gun. That's no problem. I'll teach you. Alright, sounds great. With big plans for the next day, everyone soon went to bed. But Luke was still a little comfortable about the way Cheyenne's grandfather reacted seeing him. That was strange with Grandpa. I really thought he liked me. He does like you, Luke. You know, it's really not a good time of the year. Bad memories and all. I understand. Early the next morning, it was raining lightly, but Mr. Milwaukee and Luke prepared to go for their hunt. Nice. Hunting. Everyone of your family will have rifles, and then there will be me. You are no less, okay? Be nice. And besides, they might not like you, but they love me. Driving out into the woods, Mr. Milwaukee and Luke soon met up with his brother and nephew, Kai. Hey Kai, what's up, man? Luke said, stretching out his hand, but Kai simply snickered and walked off. Luke spent much of the time with Mr. Milwaukee, who showed him how to load and fire the rifle. Luke, over there. Take the shot. This is your chance to shine. Got it. Son, are you alright? Yes, I'm fine. What are you people good for? Don't know how to hunt? Don't know how to survive? The only thing you people are good at is stealing from people, stabbing them in their back, and taking innocent life. Don't feel embarrassed. It happens to everyone on their first time. It didn't happen to any of us. It wasn't until late in the evening when the men returned with a catch. A deer that Kai hunted down. As they all got a bonfire going, they sat with Mr. Milwaukee, while Mrs. Milwaukee got the roast going. Uncle, why don't you tell us the stories of old? The story of the curse? That story again? We all know it. How about something else, Dad? No, Uncle always shares that story every year. We can't forget our heritage, our history. Kai, can you stop? Why? Because of him? He probably hasn't learned it in school. He should also know the truth about his ancestors. Yes, of course, I'd like to hear the story. Please, share it with us. Alright, you kids all calm down. It was almost 300 years ago. At the time, my great-great-grandfather, he was the chief of the Milwaukee tribe. He was a very wise man, and all the people of the tribe respected him. It was during his time. White men began sailing here and settling on our lands. We found them different. They wore different clothes. They spoke a different language, and they knew nothing of the land nor how to survive on it. And when winter came, they suffered in the cold and hunger. Diseases of all kinds spread amongst them. It was one cold, snowy night. One of their men came to us requesting help. The man adopted our language and became one of us. He was a symbol of friendship between his people and ours. and so the Milwaukee assisted them. We helped them survive the winter, provided them with food and clothing. And with the change of season, we taught the men how to cultivate corn, extract sap from the maple trees, catch fish from the river, and avoid poisonous plants. And soon, their condition got better. But it was once these men learned how to survive on the land. They began to show their true colors. Their friendship was nothing but an act out of necessity. And deep down inside, all they wanted was to rob us. They began launching raids on the tribe, looted us and kidnapped our women and children. Whenever they found a diseased person amongst them, they sent the sick to our homes to infect us and give us a miserable death. But it was a year later, at the time of the harvest, they committed the most atrocious of deeds. Inviting the Milwaukee elders and chieftains for a feast from their first harvest, they extended their hands in friendship and peace. But in truth, they poisoned their food. As the Milwaukee chieftain passed away, he cursed the traitor. "Now that you have taken our soul, may your soul never rest. Now that you have tasted our flesh, you must feast on the flesh of your own people." And in due time, the curse fell on him for his deeds. He developed hunger, appetite for flesh, and began feasting on his own people, their own children and women. But his hunger was insatiable. As the men began losing their loved ones to a vicious creature, they studied and learned about our legends and made a silverhead spear and planned to hunt down the beast. And one night, they successfully captured him and took his life, burning his remains. We finished his body, but the spirit of the Wendigo will live on. The curse will live on. We must leave these lands before it possesses one of us. Hearing the story from Mr. Milwaukee, Luke stared at the woods, a little frightened himself. This be true? A creature? A spirit? A curse? Come on, everyone. Dinner is ready. Let's go. From that night, no matter how much Luke tried to forget, he was frightened to his core. What are you looking at? Nothing. Nothing. Can we go eat inside? Luke, don't tell me you're scared. Because of that, it's not true. I thought Kai said it was history. It is, but a Wendigo? Come on, forget what he says. But none of Cheyenne's skepticism worked to calm him down. And in the middle of the night, when Luke woke up needing to go to the bathroom, he was too afraid to go alone. Cheyenne, wake up. What is it, Luke? Can you help me out? Hold the flashlight. Gotta go to the bathroom. Are you done yet? Don't leave, okay? Wait for me. Okay. It was pitch dark in the middle of the night when Luke got out of the bathroom, but Cheyenne was nowhere. Panicked, he looked around when he suddenly heard a sound behind him towards the woods. What is that? You're done? Why didn't you call me? Cheyenne, did you see that? I thought I saw something. What? I thought it was the Wendigo. It had that skull. These horns. Don't be ridiculous. Maybe you saw a moose. No, I'm serious. Luke, it's late. Come on, I want to go to bed. Somehow passing the night, the next day, Mr. Milwaukee and Kai were going out hunting, and Luke too joined them. But strangely, the entire day went by, and they hadn't returned. Pacing on the porch at almost 11 p.m., Cheyenne finally saw her dad and Kai return. Dad, where's Luke? Dad? Dad, where's Luke? Mr. Milwaukee held his daughter with tears in his eyes. I'm sorry, child. We couldn't save him. He was a hero. What? What are you... Kai, what is Dad talking about? Where's Luke? This time, when Luke joined the others hunting by the riverside, he decided to stick to preparing the bait and focused on fishing, while Kai was out in the woods finding a target. But it was while Luke was fishing, he suddenly heard a strange grunting noise. He saw Kai targeting a deer. What he saw behind him shook him to his core. Kai, behind you! Turning to see a bear, the animal immediately charged. Kai was caught off guard, dropping his gun in a hustle. But Luke ran to help him, taking the rifle in his own hands and firing. But in the process, he injured himself. Hurry, we have to get him to the hospital. Luke was taken to the hospital, but he passed away from his injuries. No, this can't be true. I'm sorry, Cheyenne. I know I was never good with him. I know I never treated him well. But today, he gave his own life to save mine. After Luke's death, Cheyenne was heartbroken and depressed. She returned to the city and visited his parents. But now, all alone, she wasn't able to adjust to the city life anymore. Soon her health began to deteriorate, and she fell ill, and decided to return to her parents' place till things got better. Blood of a White Man.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.